Good afternoon, everybody. This is Nel Carocco again, and today it is school time. Okay, so this is one of the project that we collaborated in Dubai before, and this is the Horizon English School. So during the conceptual stage of the architect, we already coordinated with him. So he has some images, but he doesn't know which fitting or what exact fitting to be used, so it will achieve the lighting standard at the same time the aesthetic value of the concept design. So we helped him achieve the goal from the very beginning, and I don't know what happened next because I left the company during its construction. Anyways, so before we do show you the lighting design for this project, let us see first what are the requirements for school. So let's go to the Dialax website here. So this is the Dialax website where you will find the standards for the school. So how to get here? Just go to the Dialax website, www.dialax.com. It's .com, not .de. And then go to the support and then customer care. And when you go there, you can open this, just click this one, and then it will go to here. This is the one I mentioned in my previous YouTube video, the knowledge based in Dialax Evo. So just scroll down and you will find the lighting design requirements for schools. And this is the one, SU. Standard values for schools. So once you click this one, you will go this page, and then you will go in this page, and then you will find the lighting design requirements for school. So this one is based on EN 12464, or you can go and check the CIBS lighting guide for educational facilities. Okay, so most of the time it will require you to have a 300 lux for every classroom. Okay, it's scrolling here. 300 lux for every classroom, and it's for adult education with the evening classes. You need to have at least 500 lux. The lecture halls 500, blackboard 500, drawing rooms 500, and other things are all here. So most of the time, those areas or rooms that requires detailed work task, you need to have at least 500 lux. The language laboratories and computer practice room is only 300 lux. So it depends also to the requirements of the school. But if they're not familiar with the lighting requirements, then you can proceed with the standard. Okay, and here school canteen says 200 lux. Stairs as usual is 150 lux. Corridors is 100 lux. And corridor circulation areas is 100 lux. But for the main corridors is 200 lux because maybe this is the school for kids, so it should be brighter than the regular corridors. Okay, so when you scroll your bar here, you will find the F, the RA, and the UGR. So it's similar to office lighting design requirements. You should have 19 UGR. The rest is okay for 25 or 22. Color rendering index is 80, but if it's a art club, classroom, or art workshop area, I would like to prefer to have 90. Let's see what is this 90 for. Drawing rooms, yeah, perfect. Drawing rooms for art school is 90 CRI, correct. Good. I'm not familiar with this, but let's see what is the meaning of W. I think it's, what is this? Narrow or wide? I'm not familiar with this one. We can check that one later. Okay, so these are the requirements for the schools. And so I'm going to show you our lighting calculation for this one. So this is one part of that school, and that includes the kids area and some classroom, and of course the regular corridors, toilets, and faculty areas, I think. Okay, and if you want to check the lighting calculation report, here this is a faculty lounge. Where is my report? Yeah, there you go. So this is the sample lighting design calculation report for this project, this school project. So if you scroll, I show the architect this false color rendering and the rendering, and also those luminaire that I used. So if you are dealing with the architects, you need to explain to him what are those values, what are those colors means, because even though they are architects, sometimes they are not familiar with those technical aspect of lighting design. So you need to explain to them so they will they will understand everything. And I'm sure they will love to understand it because it's additional knowledge for them, so they can decide or they can design better later on when they understand that lighting affects everything. Okay, so this is one of the indoor swimming pool area, and this is the corridor that I showed you. So let's go and check. Yeah. Before that, I would like to show you something here. This is the presentation that we provided to the client first. So I did not do the lighting design calculation immediately. It's a no-no. You don't need to do that immediately. You just need to show first the concept, because it's just a conceptual stage. So don't run the lighting calculation immediately, because sometimes the drawing is not yet available. Even the reflected ceiling plan or RCP is also not available. So what you're going to do is ask for some images, because most of the architects, they provide design concept presentation. You can ask that one, and then you will incorporate your product selection to those images or renders. Okay, so let's start on this one. This is the first page. So this is the outdoor area. So this is the concept of the architect. This is a rendering image, architectural rendering image of the architect. I hope you can see my mouse. So this is the rendering image of the architect, and this is my proposed fitting, because this is the concept that he wants to achieve. So it's like a mesh, and he want to put a luminaire inside the mesh, so it will be like a glowing effect from the inside. So I suggested a small linear LED floodlight. So this is the one. And then if you are confident about the product, yes, you can immediately suggest this one. But if you're not, run a small calculation so you will check if it's really going to give the effect like this one or not. Okay, so on the next page, another part of the outdoor is, this is the rendered image again from the architect. And see, he provided some lighting effects on the renderings. See, on the palm tree, there's a uplight, there's here the column, there are some lights on the garden. Even on the canopy and on the signboard or signage, there is also light. So again, I suggested some linear fitting on the canopy on the signboard, and some square uplight, LED recessed uplight for the columns. And for the trees, of course, you can have spike floodlight or spotlight, or you can also have something like this one. But since the tree is inside the plant box, so spike light is much better. And then I added this picture just to show you the image of the total or the correct installation effect using this luminaire. So he will understand that this is not possible, that this is too high for the column. Okay, so yes, because look at that one, all right? And then this is a swimming pool area. So he put some downlights on the swimming pool. He has the knowledge that it's really required to highlight the swimming pool area. But of course, as part of the lighting design technicals, you need to mention to the architect that the downlight should be high powered and also IP rated, because it's a water area or it's a swimming pool area and there's a moist in this area, so it should be IP rated or well protected. The luminaire should be well protected. And because the ceiling height is double, I think, because see the balcony plus the ground area here plus the swimming pool, so it should be brighter, or the wattage is higher. And of course, you cannot provide those downlights exactly to highlight the swimming pool, so I suggested to add some floodlights aiming on the ceiling and then bouncing the light from the ceiling to the water to reduce the glare. And I added this example of the picture, so he will understand the effect of those lights into the swimming pool. Okay, all right, so I added a lot, especially this one. I ran a calculation for this one. And so this is how we do. We first send the concept, give them the image of the luminaire, and then later on we will do the lighting design calculations once he approved the aesthetic, because most of the architects wants to see the aesthetic of the fitting. Alright, so this is how we do. And if you want to learn more of this school lighting design, go and enroll in my Udemy class about classroom lighting design or educational facilities lighting design techniques. And I will teach you a lot of things on how to do a classroom lighting design or educational facilities lighting design. Okay, so yes, to summarize, go and check the requirements from this knowledge-based Dialox Evo. And then if you want to know more on how to do the classroom or the school facilities lighting design techniques, go and enroll in my Udemy online course. Okay, so see you again, and I hope to see you there. Bye!